Hello, free enterprise fans! Today we have for you an all Edward seed. And my commentator who joins me today is River McSucksdude. Rivers, how excited are you?
I'm sort of excited. I'm excited to see how our racers handle the Edward percent challenge. Simbu's got Ed King on the screen. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the seed is will have all Edwards. There are no other characters. You can get as many Edwards as you want, but you've got to kill Zero Miss with all Edwards.
And of course, because it's Edward percent, we have the spoon flag enabled. So perhaps we'll find a spoon, perhaps we won't. It's all going to be up to these runners to find out how they're going to get all their Edwards ready to fight Zero.
Yeah, the memes really won out on this one. So Spoon is going to be a big deal. You also see our runners prioritize getting J Adams early because it's kind of easy to cheese those bosses. And Edward doesn't really do that much damage on his own. If they can't find the spoon, you'll probably see them look for Artemis bows. Artemis arrows are in a shop somewhere in theory, so those are kind of big deals. And basically just trying to get Eddie with the best bow arrow combination you can.
No, also we could have adamant armors in this seed, so that would definitely help our runners out a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's not quite as big of a deal for Zermus himself, but definitely for getting through some of the challenges that this seed will definitely provide. T4 is on. You're going to see our runners pick up a lot of treasure, even though Edward can't equip a lot of it, because they're going to want to sell a lot of it for all the items that they're going to buy. Like this is a seed where runners will typically wind up with like 20 Bacchus wines and 10 moon bales, and you know just absurd amounts of good items to make up for Eddie's shortcomings.
Moonveil is definitely one of my favorite items. Very useful, helps reduce all physical attack, doesn't reflect, is so super useful.
And chat is excited. Chat wants the memes, folks. Chat wants the memes. So we will kick this off pretty shortly. As far as who we've got playing tonight on the restream, we've got Moonblaze, Wolf, Simbu, Zyrak, and Bakashino. Moonblaze Wolf is in 5th in the World Series right now, 25 points. Obviously, Simbu is quite a gamer himself, has 21 points. Baka has 16 points, is in 11th place. And Zyrak, is he on this? He's got 3 points.
And we have a Baron Key, folks. Baron Key and either a Water Hag, or Firbolg.
Yeah, that early blue robe character is kind of a feel where you kind of want to stay away for sure if you're not positive about what's going on yet. um, with Edward percent, I expect everybody to prioritize shop checks first, though.
Yeah, shop checks. We'll see who's at Baron Inn, and possibly pick up some extra treasure chests. Who knows? I do know one thing, Rivers. I bet the next character we'll get at Baron Inn is going to be an Edward.
Yes, it is very likely to be an Edward. In fact, if it's not an Edward, I would be. I would probably ask for a reroll.
I don't know. Terasu's rolled some really crazy seeds in the past.
Ooh, that Valvelus in the Baron. So that's a very tough boss fight, actually. We saw this in the final table last night. Very hard to do damage to Val in that spot. So I think you'll see a lot of our runners avoiding that early on.
Yeah, all of our current on-stream runners looting Baron, with all those good treasure chests you can pick up, definitely going to be lots of looting around.
So it looks like we've got Bacchus, Life, a couple other goodies heading Tier 3, and Stardust in the Baron item shop, and that's going to be the linchpin of the Baka Shinobi strategy, at least. Simbu's there now as well. Uh, Very good start as far as items for Edward percent. Uh, I mean, I guess you could technically have elixirs in a shop, but you can't really afford them. So, I mean, that's a lot of the items you need to finish the game.
And I like this play by Moonblazemouth. Uses the early Baron key to check the Baron shop, which is normally locked at the beginning of the game, and picks up a samurai bow for.
Yeah, Samurai Bow is the second best bow in the game. You're definitely going, like, we don't know for sure, we're 3 minutes in, but Samurai Bow might be the best thing that we find for most of our Edwards, so definitely be something to build a strategy on.
And then Simbu also picks up that samurai bow and and
And Baka Shinobi has found the magma key from his bedside Edward, and so underground access early in this seed. Um, Kind of interesting to see what's going to happen here. I mean, if we get an early go mode or something with only a couple Edwards, this is a seed that really favors people who have put a lot of time into the game, people who have put a lot of skill into their grinds. So this is an interesting start.
yeah, here we see Simbu gonna pick up his early magma key. I wonder what he'll do next.
I mean, you guys joke in the chat, but one good way to anchor in this seed actually is to bring back a level 1 Edward that you've dismissed from earlier. Or I think it starts at level 5, but same difference, yeah. Just kind of getting the slowest Edward possible you can, and then having the other 4 Edwards be buffed and putting out the damage is a pretty common in-game strategy for this flag set.
Yeah, it's always good to check and see if that rescue flag is on. You know, a new addition since 3.0 came out is you can actually go back to Mysidia in the Crystal Room and pick up a character you've previously dismissed. Next week we have Moon Veils for sale in one of the Troya shop.
Well, that'll be very big, yeah. I saw Penguin doing some interesting grinds with Moonveils last night, so I'm curious to see. I mean, WSOFE has literally written the manual on this flag set. Like he wrote a gigantic Google Doc about how to win these flags. But seen some kind of interesting toiling in the shadows here. So if we get a couple more key items that matter, could see some different strategies.
Yeah, I'm excited to see which one of our featured runners takes that magma key, runs with it, and goes to the underground first.
Yeah, it's one of those things where this flag set is kind of slow to start rolling. It's kind of like a boulder. You got to get off the ground first with Edward percent. But we've got dancing daggers, we've got samurai bows. The early game stuff isn't too difficult right now. It's more just what people want to prioritize. And yeah, whoever goes underground versus staying overworld could be a big deal, given that one crystal puts you in go mode.
Now we do have the pass as a key item, so it could be that when the pass, even though this is K1, you could find the pass before you find the darkness.
Yeah, and that would actually, I think, cause some havoc to our runners. Unfortunately, the way Edward kind of works is you can do the egg grind. It's just fairly slow. You can do sealed cave, the doors. That's not too bad either. But I think all of the best grinds for this particular flag set happen to be with Dark and Crystal. So it'll be interesting to see, like, if somebody gets passed early, is like, well, do I actually want to commit to this? I don't know. And yeah, no sirens. Sorry. Why did I think there's sirens drawn? Yeah, it's a kind of a D machine thing, kind of a looking for gold dragons thing, or I'm sorry, in the giant also I saw Penguin pull out the Searcher Mac Giant last night, so could see some interesting things.
Now we have all of our runners heading into Antlion, checking to see what that guaranteed key item is going to be. I do know of there's a 3 red dragons fight that a lot of people have been exploring.
Yeah, three red dragons is also a thing you can do in the actual core itself. Unfortunately, you really need crystal rings or adamant armors for that one. It's a thing where Edward's just not buff enough on his own, but could come into play if we happen to find the right items. I don't think I've seen the adamant so far. Have you?
No, I have not seen it yet. I'm curious to find out what this antlion item is going to be, since all 4 runners are going to get that shortly.
Oh, look, it's free.
Yes, in any spot, even if you have the no free bosses bit turned off, King and Queen Evelyn is still pretty much always a free.
And you'll see Moonblaze there just waiting out. You don't actually have to kill the Queen Evelyn once you've killed King Evelyn. Queen Evelyn will die on her own. So that's a cool little Easter egg for the better runners to know. And hey, there's a Twin Harp. Looks like we might get some Muzak in the seed.
Let's see who's going to be a hero to the people this seed.
Well, you probably won't see it very early, but definitely on the table.
Now, I'm guessing our runners are probably going to head back to football, exactly as Moonblaze left the lives.
Well, it looks like Baka Shinobi is actually going to open the underground. Don't know if he's going to go down or not, but he is the first runner to dig the premises over there. As you see on Moonblaze Wolf stream, we've already got like 220,000 gold. This is what happens when T4 is on, and you have a lot of characters who can't equip anything you'd get in T4 anyway.
Yeah, all those edge-specific good swords, anything for any of our characters, you can just sell them right away.
So we got Simbu and Moonblaze Wolf heading into Fabul fights, and we've got Baka and Zyrak look like both hanging out, ready to go underground. So we've got a good divide on stream now.
Yes, we'll see who this Fabul boss is shortly. It is a short.
With the Star Bells and Moon Bells, not exactly a hard boss, but still a very annoying one. And I think probably Simbu has a Mute Knife by the way he's waiting here, I would guess. Or like a Elven Bow or something, yeah. Something that puts some big damage on her. It's not a hard fight, it's just kind of a slow fight.
Whenever I see a shirt and I have moon veils, I always try to remember, do not double moon veil.
Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it?
Alright, we got Baka Shinobi on the underground, checking out all the shops.
Well, there's Star Veils. Definitely want to see if Baka Shinobi is a fan of the people and figures out what that random dwarf job is, though. That's the important thing.
Chat feeling the pain of double moon veils.
And we got the Earth Crystal out of Fabul. So both Simbu and Moonblaze can go add 2 more characters by completing the Earth Crystal side quest. And of course, those 2 characters will be Edward, so it doesn't actually matter that much in this flag set. Unfortunately, there is no escape from Edward.
It is nice though, because if they do end up doing that Earth Crystal, it actually puts you right out at Baron at the end of the Earth Crystal, so they could go and use that Baron key as
Yeah, that would be good airship routing. We're gonna shame Baka Shinobi for not checking the temp job dwarf. Yep, I mean that happens. These guys are actually trying to win a race, unfortunately.
And of course, because we haven't seen a pan yet, it's always good to check the Fey March, just in case the pan is in that free item chest.
Yeah, Pan and Famart, and the Famart's chest is among the best feelings in the world when playing Free Enterprise.
The one that always gets me is when Tower
Ooh,
Key.
they'll take that. They'll take that, folks. That is a spoon. We're gonna have some memeing and some bashing in this seed.
Definitely some spoony bars for sure.
So this has changed the game a little bit in that with the spoon, Edward can deal a lot more damage than he normally would. You can see that one character doing like 4K hit instead of 2K hit against Zermus once we've got him all properly leveled. So that is going to be a pretty big deal for our runners.
Yes, equipping Edward with the spoon gives him the max amount of attack power. I believe it's 255.
Well, Zyrak has found some good news in that we won't have to fight Kainato. Kainato hiding in the Leviathan spot. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yes, I always get those two mixed up, and it's sometimes important, being that they have different health levels.
I refer to them as the spot with the FF6 reference when you kill the boss, and the spot with the Inspector Gadget reference when you kill the boss.
Oh, and I like Simbu's play, taking that Earth Crystal, not necessarily using it yet, but looting the Troya treasure.
Yeah, the good thing about Simbu's play here is kind of he's held off so that he can try to find the adamant armor. Unfortunately, not being rewarded here, but you really want when you have no adamant armor in T4, it's really imperative to open as many chests as you can.
And without finding that pan, Baka Shinobi is going to go down to Yang, bonk Yang in the head, and see what he gets. In this flag set, these selves will not give a key item.
Yeah, it's an interesting play at this point, for sure. I think some runners really prefer to not do any part of the Sheila chain unless they have the pan, especially on these flags. I think it kind of depends on where you're at item-wise. Like, I don't think one key item can put Baka Shinobi into a mode where he's ready to go grind on something, so unfortunately, not the play I would make, but still could pay off for him.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that Simbu's fight here with Val goes pretty well.
Hope is a good thing. So we got Zyrak checking the shop, finding out that we have a production planner for our random dwarf job today. Zyrak, the hero of the people. Have you ever been a production planner at Legend Harvest?
I did help with theater when I was young, so I don't know if that technically counts.
Good enough. We'll put you in the dwarf shop next time.
Excellent! I can dig holes too.
So have you ever seen a runner pop a save out here like Baka Shinobi did? So the reason that you would want to do that is if you're just running up to Sheila, and if Sheila gives you a dud item that you don't want, like in this case, Adamant, the Legend Sword, you can just reset out of it. It saves you some time because that walkout is actually fairly long and you can't exit. I think he actually did that, and then, in this case, he's actually going to be a Shura fight anyway, so it doesn't really save that much time, but especially when you're just going for the one item, that save can drop you about 40 seconds.
Yes, it took me quite a long time to figure out what can I and can't I exit out of. And sometimes I forget that Football Castle is one of those places.
And we've got two Stony Edwards on Simbu's stream. Unfortunately, could not pierce the Val barrier, and I guess he's going to give it another try. Wow, this is something that I think Free Enterprise really rewards is kind of where to leave leave bosses alone, wait until your proper level. And unfortunately, I think Simbu has kind of gotten into a situation here.
Well, and the problem with the Baron Inn is you just have no idea what that second boss is going to be, which has way more help.
And we've got a package as the Sheila 1 reward. So, not exactly something our runners were hoping to see, but it is one more key item at least.
Yes, we have the flag turned on where if our runners do get 10 key items, all the experiences that they get do double.
Hey, Simbu got through that time. Good job. Took a reset, but he is through the Baron M stuff, and now he gets to fight the CPU. The one thing where having Bacchus wine is a bad idea.
I feel like we've seen Cure 2 in shops somewhere. He should have bought some.
Oh, he'll be fine. It's just a slower fight than you'd want. CPU is one of those fights, like as somebody who runs this game like competitively, you're always like, oh, really? Now I gotta slow down. I gotta find a way to do this properly. Moonblaze will finding the Artemis arrows, so that is a big find. Those are in the weapon shop in Tamra.
Yes, that'll definitely help Moonblaze out with some good DPS. Now he has both a spoon and a good arrow bow combination.
All right, will Simba be rewarded for breaking through that Val wall? Let's find out.
Oh,
Luca key. Well, he can do some grinding with that. That isn't the worst key item you can get in this flag set, but probably not going to be a priority check for him either.
I mean, while it is nice to have door grind as an option, not really an option many runners want to choose. A question in chat, is the duplication bug active in the seed? It is not. The only glitch that we have currently in the seed is going to be the life glitch. All of our glitches are listed under the G flag.
Baka also taking care of Val. About to see his CPU fight. Not a whole lot going on right now. Seen a lot of people passing over stuff we've already seen. Simbu with that Luca key could be interesting. Could be interesting to see how fast he wants to do that because, like, psychologically, if you're running and you pick off a fight like that, I think you'd be more inclined to take that one early. Kind of be like, well, I'm on this path already. I spent a lot of time here. Let's hope the investment was worth it. And since you can reset out of Luca key anyway, if it's bad, I mean, that could be something he chooses to do.
I mean, we also have our RDLs too. I wonder if any of our runners are going to put that off till last.
Yeah, for once, ordeals, because we've had a lot of flag sets where ordeals has been pretty either mandatory or we've just been given Cecil after Cecil after Cecil and told to go there. For once, in Edward percent, this check is not very valued, not very time efficient. So I think we'll see most of our runners put it off for as long as they can. Of course, if the crystal's there and somebody beelines it, then hey, that's pretty good for them, huh?
Yeah, being a K1, I always find K1 pretty enjoyable because it's, you know that every spot you go to will have a key item. Whether you know that key item on the top of ordeals is the legend sword, you just don't know.
So is Bakum gonna go and do Baron here? He looks like he might. They accidentally went into the castle, which was my tell. I do that sometimes too. Still, no hate, no shame.
I'm glad there's no shame. I think I did that yesterday too.
I mean, come on. Why are there guards there anyway? What is this game? Does this game have a plot? Come on.
Oh, and we have Xyrak going to the Chochobo Forest, so possibly going to Music Nick.
Zyrak is the hero the stream deserves, clearly.
Yes, and indeed, Beck Shinobi is doing the waterway going into Baron.
And as you can see, our runners have started getting a lot of key items already. I mean, we've got 8 for Baka Shinobi, and it's going to pile up in a hurry.
And of course, if we find Demist, well, we have no bonus round there for finding a good friend.
No, but on the bright side, Edward did give us the magma key, so I think our runners would be okay with that trade-off this time.
And then we'll get to see who is that blue robe character hiding in the Baron Castle right before the Baron.
Simbu also a man of the people, finding out the production planner job, so that's something good. And looks like Zyrak is pretty close to being ready to take on this fight, so we should probably get pretty close to shutting up so you guys can hear the music.
Yes, we'll see how quickly the Zyrak can kill all his characters off, and then we'll let the music play.
Ooh, this is good stuff for the stream right now, because we've got Simbu, Baka, and Zyrak doing 3 different things, and of course, it was the Fubu Gauntlet, so this is going to take a while for poor Baka Shinobi.
And of course, if you have those free Enterprise harps, get them out in chat if you so desire.
False bonus round here. And yeah, I've got this sudden urge to fight Woodman.
I mean, technically, the Full Gauntlet does contain a water hag.
And the pass hanging out behind Dark Elf. So that could create some interesting decisions if the crystal is found before Darkness Crystal.
Yeah, some small reward for our runners, giving the fans the music. Board calling out in chat that this was actually the song we just heard, the Mega Man incentive track for GDQ.
DKC has taken over Baron, and his first order is to shoot everybody. Thankfully, our Edwards are actually well equipped for this because they can just all run away. Sorry, DKC.
Yes, Edward actually has lots and lots of things that he can do that are cool, including hiding from all of the dark ways. And we see our first boss in Dwarf Castle is Rubicante.
Yeah, that does not look like a fun fight for Simbu right now. Kind of trying to juggle Gaia drums past him. Zyrak picking the play for Earth Crystal now, so could be interesting to see what's on top of this besides two Edwards.
And we'll also see what Bakashinobi is going to get in the Baron pot.
Yeah, unfortunately, with where Simbu is right now, he had to throw a lot of the items out because the counter fire twos on any attack are really devastating for a small party.
A call out to Water Hag as best character. He's the first boss in the Earth Crystal top.
If we were doing vanilla Final Fantasy IV themes, we'd be talking about how he has 65 million HP. I think I've already forgotten the real number. We've memed it too much, but it's like 57 something thousand, I think. And only the pink tail for Baga Shinobi, which is great, but no hook yet, so not a lot of instant help.
And then it looks like Simbu's second Dwarf Castle fight is going to be Mylon and some gas.
A pretty easy fight for this slot, even with Edwards. Zyrak, you're not going to believe this, went to Earth Crystal and found that Edward was brainwashed into kidnapping Edward.
Question in chat, if anyone else can confirm, was there adamant armor in near the Odin?
Well, hey, another upgrade for our for our lore here. We've got Sandy, Cindy, and Mindy taking over the Valvola slot, so they are the true bosses of this tower here. And they are not happy to see Edward. Ooh.
And of course, in this run, Simbu's soul cooping hand to get the crystal is purple. Love when that hand color is based on whatever boss you fight.
Yeah, the Mist Dragon one is the best. It's kind of like this ethereal looking sky blue hand. It's trippy.
That one's definitely my favorite for sure too.
Simply finding the rat tail. Wow, we have not seen the crystal yet, and even though we've had a lot of progression items and kind of overall gating stuff, we haven't seen it in any of the other things either yet. So this could be interesting.
I'm wondering if bottom tower dip is going to be a super helpful thing for people to do.
Yeah, it's definitely on the table at this point. I mean, obviously our runners, they're all doing their own order, so we haven't seen anybody really finish everything that we've all seen on the stream yet. But yeah, somebody could be rewarded handily if they want to dive that early, or maybe if they want to go to ordeals.
I mean, that's right. Ordeals is still a play we have yet to see.
All right, Zyrak has crushed the Mega Sister Rebellion of 2019, and finally Rosa can learn Exit, not that she's in the seed, and he will get a key item for completing the Earth Crystal.
Which I believe, but I haven't verified on screen, is actually the tower key, as Becca Shinobi has the tower key marked on his track.
No, that is going to be an adamant. That is not what you want to see. Wow. So we're looking at possibility of reveals and yeah, top of the top of tower solo.
We have Becca Shinobi going in to give the fans the music.
What else haven't we seen on stream yet? I don't think we've seen the Luca key on stream yet, have we?
No, I don't believe so either.
That could be something. As anybody who has watched GDQ knows, Luca key always leads to something good. Clearly.
Oh, and now Simbu's going to do ordeals. We'll see what our 3 bosses are.
We have not seen Wyvern yet, at least not on stream. Hey, look, it's a free Edward. Just what you always wanted.
You can have all the characters you want for free, but they're all going to be Edward. Supremacy in chat asking if there's hope for Wyvern at Eva Wall holding the crystal.
I don't know that hope is the word I would use there, but it's a possibility.
I mean, Odin at Evil Wall is always my worst fear.
I will say that our restreamer Tirasu has rolled some has rolled some interesting seeds, so definitely on the table here. And we've got Octomam at the back attack spot. That is not bad at all, especially given the Simbu spoon. So 1 spoon hit, 1 Zeus rage should pretty much take this thing out.
Yeah, compared to our last Catalyte seeds, having all these good items that you can throw is really very helpful. Moonblaze now also making the ordeals play. I know we're all like, what's gonna be on ordeals? I have no idea.
Hook. Wow, that could change some things, yeah. We've seen Rat Tail, we've seen Pinktail. That could change a lot of strategies here.
Yeah, I think Symbol will go right for that hook, pick up the hovercraft, and maybe hope that it's the crystal.
Well, even if it is the crystal, he's still not. He doesn't have the pass or the darkness, so he's going to have to keep digging. But given what we've seen so far, it's pretty likely that it's at least one of the items he needs. And
Yeah, we know that.
For Baku Shinobi as well. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all I had. Go ahead.
Yeah, we know that that giving the fans the music does reward with the pass, but no one on screen has found the darkness crystal or the crystal yet.
Yes, now that the Edwards have all learned Medio, life is much easier for everybody.
Maybe that's a good suggestion for the next upgrade.
No, it's not. It's not at all, actually.
I mean, you just need to get 10 Soma drops. Right, looks like Simbu's going to spawn that hovercraft in order to check out the rat tail.
Yeah, the interesting thing, because we see Zyrak and Bakushino be able to pass, Simbu and Moonblaze might find something, and having not done the Twin Harp, they might, never get the pass, whereas the other two runners might have it. Could matter for the end game.
Yeah, I'm always hoping that our runners, are well prepared and can get their good ECC fights in, because White Princess Romus several times is not really a great time.
And there's the Darkness Crystal. Okay, so we now know the crystal, as far as we can tell, has to be either buried behind Pan or put in top of tower or Luca Key. I believe that pretty much exhausts all the other possibilities at this point. Unfortunately for Simbu, he's gonna get his pass here.
Yeah, I'm really curious what's going to be the two key items on tower. That's a pretty good play now. I'm thinking it's possibly going to be that an item on tower gives the pan, and then second Sheila check gives the crystal.
Where was the tower key anyway? I must have missed that being picked up.
Oh, I completely missed it. I know that's something that Back Shinobi did, but I just don't remember what. Chat, if you help us out, where's the tower key from?
Does Zyrak think that he can get key items from this spot? Well, this could be a bit of a rude awakening for him.
Oh, he's fighting the Odin spot, right?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay,
seems
must
like.
have been a misclick fire tracker then. Okay, no worries. Yeah, so Luca Key, or sorry, the Seal Cave and Tower Battle 1 are two things that could lead to Tower Key, Pan, and or the Crystal.
And always support both our runners on screen and the restream team. So Tirasu being our restreamer and Algebrap being our tracker, we greatly appreciate all their help. And our great restreamer Terasu has turned Simbu's music on so we can hear that music one more time. So folks, in chat, are you gonna guess if the crystal is behind something involving Luca Key or something involving Lower Tower? people thinking tower. Got thoughts of tower, got thoughts of crystal and silk.
It would be ideal for our runners actually if Sealed Gate had nothing, because that's an easy check and reset out. So I mean, if you're wanting maximum pain, I think you want like a hard tower boss, maybe Wyvern at top of tower. That would be kind of interesting, and then the chain through there, and maybe like you get pan at top of the tower, then come back to get tower key from Sheila 2, and then have to go back to the tower.
Oh, that is mean, Rivers. That is mean.
Listen, I just played like 5 Catalyte Seeds in a week, so that's actually pretty easy.
I mean, definitely give all the fans an interesting show for sure. Oh, it pains me to see Simbo going up to Earth Crystal.
Yeah, we at this point we're at the part of the stream where we know a lot of the plays aren't going to work out, unfortunately. Moonblaze is going to get the Rat Tail and the Darkness Crystal from that, I believe, here. Yeah, and then we unfortunately, because Edward actually has a lot of issues dealing with the high damage of the Evil Wall spot and the top of tower spot. That's something that most of our owners are probably going to downplay for a while. Or Moonblaze Wolf could do it as I'm talking. That's fine too. I'm cool with that. He does have the Adamant Armor, which a lot of our runners do not have yet. As you can see, Zarak and Bakashinobi kind of converging in on what will eventually give them the Rat Tail, but they don't have the hook.
Yeah, Moonblaze going to enter Lukiki, probably make, the typical alternate save, just in case the item is something you really want and the boss is something that you have to redo. Maggie asked about the hook, and the hook was on Ordeals.
And of course, once we do that, that's only half the battle. The actual time battle of the seed is going to be grinding Edward up to a level where he can survive Zero Miss.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at getting Eddie up to, level 60 something, close to 2000 HP. Probably have some smaller Eddies hide and then come out between big bangs to heal up our main damage deal.
Yeah, my favorite strategy for Zero Miss when these flags is 4 Eddies, 2 Star Veils, 2 Berserked, and kind of try to nerf every big bang you can. I think that makes it go as fast as it can, but it's asking a lot for sure. Pan. Wow. So another thing that could be helpful could be a troll item. Let's see.
Yeah, we know our runners want to fight this boss. Oh, and
we're
it is
sorry,
free.
it's free. Oh, that's too bad. Sorry, troll chat. We tried.
I mean, you might have tried. I always hope for good things.
I tried. Maybe it was because Legend didn't believe hard enough. Who knows? But
oh, the only seed I ever rolled, I think I gave them Magma Key at start.
nobody thinks they're going to be the next Scala Kitty when they roll seeds, but sometimes it just happens. Eventually, everybody gets that reputation anyway, so don't worry about it. You've got time.
You're just trying to get me to restream more.
I would never do such a thing. What? What a blatant accusation.
Never. Never.
Never.
Okay, I believe you. Unfortunately, Blaze doesn't have any characters in no warp. So the best way to get out of the sealed cave is to use warp on every floor. So he's just gonna have to walk the whole way out.
Which honestly, there are some of these floors where the warp spell doesn't save you any time, but then like this long room he's in right now, where you kind of got to dodge all these doors and run all the way out. Like that's a room where you want warp. Yeah, he probably lost, I don't know, 20, 25 seconds by not having a warp spell here, but so is everybody in this flag set. That's Edward percent for you.
I mean, if everyone's doing it, you're technically not missing any time.
We like to call that peer pressure.
Okay, now we finally have our first peek at a lower tower in Xyrex screen.
Well, it is indeed a moon boss. May not be the wyvern though.
And Bakashinobi and Simbu.
Hey, it is. Good job, all.
And we do have the Witch Burn on, so...
Multi-target slow. Ooh. So Zyrak actually playing this fight like he thought Witchburn was off. So this is going to be interesting. This spot doesn't have a lot of magic attack, so it's not too bad. Like you can juggle it, but it is still rather annoying.
Something I recently learned that I didn't know, if for some reason the wall fails on Wyvern, he won't actually nuke himself in the face. He'll do Remedy and then try to cast Wall again later on.
Yeah, it's part of his script whenever Wall wears off to remedy himself a little bit and then go right back to the wall. Unfortunately, not an easy way to cheese him. So Moonblaze Wolf has his Darkness Crystal now. I believe he's going to be our first runner to potentially see the Pan reward. Bak Shinobi actually taking down the Dark Imps as well now. So got a big congregation over here in Sealed Cave while Zyrak is taking on the Wyvern.
Yeah, both Simbu and Bakashinobi, we're gonna see, oh, I have a pan, and then like, oh, it's a free bot.
Wow, only the standard, but that means, folks, that the pan will give you Tower Key and the Tower Key will give you the crystal. Wow. What a troll little circumstance we've devised here for everybody.
It's okay, Rivers. I still don't think you're a witch.
I've never thought I was a witch anyway.
I just thought you were a good dude with coal socks.
And a heart of ice.
Nah, that heart's, not so frozen. Maybe like cold, like semi-frozen liquidy water?
So you're saying we need a cool island tune. Wait, I botched that South Park reference, but you get what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, with Tower Key now, we'll save time and get a return ship to the new one.
So now I'm curious to see the looks, or kind of imagine those looks on our runners when they get and they turn in the pan and they're like, crap, I have to go back to Tao.
Well, I imagine it'll look something like this. Blah!
I mean, who knows? I'm sure it's gonna be quite funny. Maybe some you know, hand on, you know, the top of your head being like, "Duh."
Ooh, the failure cobra. Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that yet. Zyrak, unfortunately, under the guise that you can get more key items by fighting the summon bosses. Hate to see that, but yeah, that's what's going on with them.
I mean, if the summon bosses are free, maybe that might be a good way to get some XP. I feel like there's probably more efficient routes, though.
So Moonblaze will give us another chance to see Wyvern and the multicast slow. There are much worse things he could do there.
Like Meteo.
Or Big Bang.
You know, sometimes that flag is a little scary. And you don't always have the, well, if I get all my Starfells up and he Mega Nukes, then I could kill him real easily by the reflected damage.
My favorite is the multicast charm that we saw in one of the community races. It was at like Twin Harp, and you know, all of our runners were struggling to watch like Fu try to quake them to death or whatever. Yeah, in addition to these races, to the World Series of Free Enterprise or big events, we also do a community race every Monday night. And once World Series is over and we have more restream time again, we'll have another one on Friday on this channel. So if you've been kind of itching to get into the community, those are some good starting points for you.
Another low-key starting item is there are asynchronous races that you can join up with, and there's also the weekly Seed of the Week, which is something enjoyable for those a little bit less race inclined but still want to be involved in the community.
So Mom Bomb in the in the tower key room are going to lead us to the crystal. And Moonblaze Wolf is going to have, I would say, probably like a minute lead here on Baka Shinobi as far as getting his grind started. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out ahead, because this is one of those things where the efficient grinding, I mean, even down to like what encounters you get could change a lot with the top of this with what we see on our stream anyway. There could be people who are way ahead off of it, but yeah.
Yes, I believe there were about 24 or so people entered into this race, so we could have a finisher off screen later on in the seed.
I'll say this for Zarak: if he, even if he's not grinding, even if he is making a mistake, at least he's showing us the power of Edward. I mean, he's trying to take down Kainatsu and Plague and, you know, the Odin spot. Look at all these bosses he's doing. And there goes Edwards. Oh well.
Yeah, paying attention to your flag set, definitely something that I've made mistakes before, so pretty important to check out.
So
And
Moonblaze Wolf has the crystal and he's raising that whale.
yeah, I think that Moonblaze will probably go down to the area with the save spot just so he can get that save, and then maybe we'll see what grinding strategy he wants to employ.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he doesn't really need a lot of Edwards to finish the seed. He could just try to grind the one with Adamant on the Red Dragons. Um, I'm not sure if that would save him time or not. It really depends on how fast Zeramis is, but that is a strategy you could do. Um, I think what we'll probably see from him, because he wrote about it already, is kind of the Gold Dragon searching. But who knows? A lot can change in the week, and I know there's been a lot of strategy discussion about this particular flag set in the WSOFE players Discord section.
Yeah, and Moonblaze, the only person on our featured restream runners who doesn't have the pass.
Well, I'll tell you, he doesn't care about that. I mean, he's probably happy about that. He probably saved himself the trip to Twin Harp with that, and yeah, I mean, he's not going to have it, but in the long run, he probably will be happier for it. Simply making the play into Watery Pass here to gather another Edward. I think he's looking for an anchor.
Also, those chests might help too, but it doesn't seem like he cares about those.
Oh no, he's not looking for an Edward or for an anchor. He's looking for somebody to jump. I see. Yeah, he's trying to do a grind fight where he will actually slingshot the Edwards. So interesting to see what he will pick here.
Maybe he's gonna do one of the summon monsters for the slingshot?
He could very well be doing what is it?
Warrior's
Clapper
chest?
grind. No, he's looking for something that he can repeat over and over again. The Clapper grind is, there's a Clapper dragon in here that does. Actually, it's kind of fairly nasty, but if you have Artemis arrows, it's a dragon, so it's weak to them. So you could see that here. There's also Arachne, which is slower, but I think probably easier. So we'll see what Simbu decides to do here.
We have Moonblaze walking down the lunar subterrane, making his way, probably not going to open any chests till he saves in fear of getting an encounter. And looks like Simpu's turned on encounters, killed off 3 of his party members, and is carrying up the rest of them. Or killed off 2 of his party members.
Yep. I think he may be trying to read the script here. Yeah, he's taking these steps, so he's definitely looking for a fight here. It's probably going to be the Clapper or the Summoner Arachne fight. That wasn't what he wanted. That's the weakest thing that the Summoner can summon, is actually that Imp, so unfortunately. Yeah, I can't believe we're seeing Clapper grind in the year 2019, but Simbu does have the pass. He may consider that this saves time over just trying to get the run all the way down to darkness and do the cutscene. So, I mean, that's probably his reasoning right now.
And we have Moonblaze going down to the far levels of the crystal core, and he's currently fighting 2 behemoths. Interesting enough, when you find these in a trapped chest, you can't actually run away from them, but you can run away from this.
So Moonblaze is probably actually hoping that this 60 HP Edward gets bopped out in front here. He's berserked his spoon Edward, Zoni, I guess we'll call him. And yeah, there you go. Wants that Edward to die to keep the agility anchor thing going.
Yeah, if you'll notice in our flag set, we actually have no -AA flag, but it's irrelevant because we're not going to find Cecil.
Yeah, you only find Cecil in every Catalyte seed that gets rolled.
I mean, Cecil is a diva.
You know, I never liked that Cecil for Rosa. I think she can do better.
You know, I've heard that Edge is a pretty good character.
Disagree.
Now this Evil Mask character is actually a mob that I've never seen until people started doing this weird lower level crystal core strat.
I apologize for nothing. So Simbu not having good luck with this right now. I wonder if he's trying to grind in the, if he thinks he's trying to do this in the right area, but maybe he needs to go down a little further. Moonblaze Wolf's grind is going a lot more successfully. The only thing I'm worried about from Moonblaze Wolf is if he does run into those evil masks again, and he has Edward center, that could wind up being a really bad thing. Other than that, though, I mean, this is what he's doing is working a lot more effectively than what Simba's doing right now. That's just kind of the truth of it.
Yep, and now that Baka Shinobi should have that hook, he's probably gonna go and get an adamant for his Edward. Little does he know he'll need to come back for the rat. Supremacy, yes, there were moon veils. They were for sale in the upper shop in Troy, I believe.
Oh, there's a clapper. Okay, so this is what what Simbu has been waiting for here. Reading chat instead of actually looking at things. So what he's going to be trying to do here is grind the clapper by attacking and killing it over and over again with those Artemis arrows. Maybe get a life here or there, and then slingshot up those two Edwards that are on the ground right now.
I mean, isn't clapper grind what we've all been looking for?
It's what some people have been looking for, I guess.
And Moonblaze has the triple red dragon on his screen.
Diners, drive-ins, and dragons.
Yeah, I'd go there. Probably get some nice good dragon stew.
This is a very weirdly coded fight, by the way, because there are 3 red dragons on the screen, but obviously they couldn't find a way to fit all 3 of them there, so you can't target the other 2. It's just really a strange fight. But yeah, Moonblaze make quick work of it with the Artemis arrows and the spoon. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. I'm surprised he's not trying to hide the other ones. Maybe they just fell before I could look up on his screen. Oh, and there's Hire. Goodbye to that, Edward.
We'll probably see Baka Shinobi rising that rail real quickly. He did turn in his rat tail to get the darkness crystal. Xyrak peeking Bahamut spot.
And we still have no finishers yet, so this is still anybody's seed.
Yeah, I'm curious to see which strategy ends up being good. Who has good RNG on the Zeromus fight, not getting those high rolls at all.
Well, I think what Simbu's aiming for here with this grind is that his Edwards are so high HP that it doesn't matter. It's going to take him a while to get there, but I think he's got a good chance of succeeding there. Moonblaze is going to have some more interesting problems here, just unless that one Edward can hold off the entire thing. Xyrak is still over here doing moon bosses and stuff, I guess. Like he's trying to find a way to beat the Cave Bahamut monster right now.
Unfortunately, to the meme's dismay, there will be no value in Cave Bahamut.
The true value in Cave Bahamut is the value you found along the way.
I'm curious to see how many levels that Edward is going to get. I'm guessing maybe 40 or so on Simbu's screen.
No, he's going to need a lot more than that to make this worth it. I think he's probably aiming for in the area of 55 or so. Yeah, he's definitely got a calculator app. He's doing this. Like, this is something that you would not try unless you spent a lot of time on it. So, Simbu is a very meticulous person. He's made a kind of a living off of, or sorry, not a living, a name off of, taking out tough seeds and trying to squeak his way past things. So I'm sure he's calculated this all out and he knows exactly what he needs. Looks like Baka Shinobi having some issues, maybe like a controller malfunction or something.
Yeah, and with Blaze finishing that fight, he gets a single behemoth fight, so we'll just be seeing a lot of different grind fights on his screen for sure. Yeah, shout out to all those runners who've had controller malfunctions. We feel your pain, I feel your pain. It's just not a pleasant time.
Well, Zyrak found the rune axe, so there is that. That'll help him a lot in this seed.
I mean, he can do 4 times damage against Ashura. Oh, wait.
So yeah, unfortunately, this part of Everpercent is not a whole lot of fun to watch. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. Moonblaze has pretty successfully been able to get past all these behemoths and everything, so he's in a good spot. Simbu may or may not be in a good spot. I'm not sure. I would lean toward yes, but we don't really know. He's definitely got the summoner clapper grind down. Like, he's clearly worked on this, so we'll see how far he gets. But yeah, this would be a good time for donations.
When are we going to see Everpercent in our next major marathon?
Well, I think after we send the marathon people this segment of the run, they'll probably reject it.
Not quite so fast-paced and lots of action.
Well, there's action, and this is very technical, and this is very interesting to me, seeing what Simbu's doing here. But it isn't like a marathon thing. Here we go. We got a dot done from Penguinator, first place at the time of 1:11:21. So he is the first auto ticket out of the Everpercent.
GG Penguinator.
Interesting to see if this makes any of our runners consider just going forward as fast as they can right now, because obviously there are only 2 spots where you can auto qual from, so some pressure to get one of those spots for sure.
Yes, all of our other runners who don't get those 8 top qual spots throughout the 4 races that we'll have, with the one currently ongoing, will be calculated with their Z-score, and we'll take the 4 other top Z-score runners to form our final table.
Yeah, right now I think you'd have to say that Moonblaze Wolf is in pretty good shape, though. I mean, he's got some high HP Edwards already. He's got the spoon. He's very close to being done with his grind, I would say. And then you say that, but then since we don't know what Simbu's going to get a boost off of this, I mean, this could be a thing where, we blink and all of a sudden Simbu's got 2 level 70 Edwards.
Well, good thing I have such a good co-commentator and lots of awesome people in chat to help us out if we do blink.
Oh, look, here we go. So we've seen the life potions come out now, so I think he's ready to end this fight.
Yeah, get your guesses out in chat right now for how many levels you can get on these 2 Edward.
All right, we've got 567,000. So that will be 55 levels for each of these 2 Edwards.
Right on the spot, Reverse. And he does have a crystal ring for some of his Edward power shirts as well.
Yep, and it looks like Moonblaze Wolf is done grinding. He's got 6259, and he's got the level 5 kind of meat boy in there. So I think he might be the first one into the fight.
I'll be excited to have both Blaze and Simbu on the screen in this Romus fight at the same time. This is also a good chance to plug our next qualifiers next weekend is the 2v2 races, where Blaze and Simbu are actually 2v2 partners. So there's going to be a lot of great racers partnering up, and I think it's going to be a great run.
Yeah, luckily for me, I got the best partner possible in Natara, so rest of you guys, sorry. But, you can play for second place, it's fine.
I mean, I've seen some of your streams. They're pretty darn good.
Oh, I was talking about Natara. Natara is really good. Me?
And of course, the 2v2 match is going to be the last one of the World Series. The 2v2 matches scored is the combined time of both finishers.
Let me jump in real quick here and say, what is it that we were supposed to say? Whose butt are we supposed to spoon? Something like that? Whose butt are we going to spoon today?
Yes!
Simbu actually going and picking up another Edward here because he wants an anchor. So unfortunately, he doesn't know it, but this is going to be fairly tough for him to catch up with this extra fight and all this stuff leading into.
Yeah, especially with the extra fight, definitely.
Never bring a hammer to a spoon fight.
Didn't you know that the spoon was mightier than the hammer?
Well, I knew that, but T-Bonmus, maybe not.
We have here Moon nerfing that first Big Bang with the Silk Web. Always a great play to do.
So Edward percent fights, when you have the spoon, really are not that technical. You just want to survive long enough to, nerf everything and keep everybody going. So his middle Edward will probably die many times, or just once. But the Big Bang will probably kill him like many times over. And from there, it's just kind of a war of attrition, trying to either nerf Big Bang or, hide and cure or whatever you want to do with this, really.
So Simbu using the pass to go into the Zeromus fight.
Zyrak unfortunately has run into Golbez on the moon, which is exactly what you don't want to see.
I mean, when he eventually finds that crystal, he'll have hopefully a good amount of experience. And we
Oh,
have
woo.
our second place finisher with Scratch Dragon, finishing in second place with a time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 45 seconds.
GG to him. Yeah, both of our on-stream runners now playing to try to get that third place. Not a guarantee that they get in, but definitely a much better chance than if they finish any lower than this.
And we have a third place finish with Kirchen. Kirchen finishes with a time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Kirchen off the top rope. Wow, haven't seen him in a while. So GG's to him. Nice to see him back on the scene. 1:18:15. And yeah, Moonblaze Wolf and Simbu playing for fourth place now on our screen.
I mean, all of these World Series races have had some tough competition.
Yep, these are the best of the best.
Interesting thing on Simbu's screen is you can actually use the crystal to nerf the Big Bang.
And T-Bonmus will take that as a personal insult and destroy Udkink. Big Bang from Moonblaze Wolf. Did he nerf it? He did not.
Oh.
But there's Medio. Can he dodge? He's got the 60 HP one still. Oh, okay. He survived that. And GG's to Moonblaze Wolf, finishing fourth place. Time of 1:19:17. Clutch, a little nervousness at the end there, but got it done.
Yeah, definitely a little nervous there. We'll see if we can bring Moonblaze Wolf in for an interview. GG, Blaze.
Thank you.
So, nice pan chain, huh?
I'm just glad I avoided what was clearly two dead ends in Twin Harp and Earth Crystal.
Yeah, we were watching on the screen, and we are like, oh, he did give the fans the music, but it's probably better.
Yeah, those are the two longest checks in the game, and once you have the spoon, it kind of doesn't matter what order you do all of them in anymore, so I was just saving those till the very end, and thankfully it paid off.
Yeah, it was very interesting to watch you grind and then Simbu grind on the same screen. You guys doing radically different things, with Simbu actually going to the clapper grind.
Yeah, he was telling me something about that this morning. I don't know. I will actually say too, for people that were watching, that was by far the worst grind experience I've ever had on that floor. The red dragons were being extremely rude this morning, and I got a lot more of the evil mask encounters than I'm used to. So that's my preferred grind spot. It's really consistent. I just had a lot of bad luck with the red dragons today.
Ooh, and Simbu perishing on stream. Rough. I'll have to do it again. We've also got Zilch in fifth place with a 120.42. Go ahead, Legend.
Will you be participating in any of the other qualifiers, Blade?
Yeah, I'll probably do the one tomorrow morning, but I'll just kind of see where things are at too. I really like this format. It's actually really fun, and I definitely would love to have a spot at the final table at it. So been practicing quite a bit, and I feel like it paid off pretty well today. I think there were a couple little things I didn't do the way I would have preferred doing them, but all in all, I'm really happy with how this morning went.
Well, GG again, and good luck on your other qualifying races.
Thanks, and thanks to everybody that came out early this morning to do commentary and tracking and restreaming, and hope everybody has a nice rest of their weekend.
Take care.
And Dusty Griff has finished in 6th place with a time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Dusty is our World Series of Free Enterprise points leader, so odd to see him in 6th place here, but this is a very different flag set than we're used to, so not a total shock that anybody could fall down. And even people like Simbu we've seen on screen, that Zeramis fight is not a joke at all.
Yeah, the worst one is when you get the whole way to medium phase and you just get some bad rolls on medium phase.
Which almost happened to Moon. We almost got that there too.
Yeah, I'm
Alright, so
definitely gonna ask.
Simbu is starting number 2 now, and it looks like Baka Shinobi is grinding up 4 Edwards and leaving the 1 at 5. Go ahead.
I'm definitely gonna ask Zyrek if he's willing to come in for an interview. What was his exact strategy? Always happy to see restreamed runners. They do a wonderful job. We really appreciate them being restreamed. Just curious to see how other people play.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if it came back that he thought that the K flags were different, unfortunately.
Yeah, none of our on-stream rumors so far have went to the giant, but there has been talk of doing that giant grind as we described at the very beginning of this seed.
Yeah, I saw Penguin work on that last night. The Mac Giant Searcher grind, where Edward has some moon veils, and you can kind of take it out a lot easier than you can take out a D machine. So.
And we'll have plenty of chances to see alternative grind strategies as we have 3 more qualifiers coming up this weekend as well.
Yep, the next one will be at 8 Eastern. We do have a restream for that, I believe. We have a restream for all 4 of them this weekend, yeah. So be sure to come back for that later on. Simbu doing some good work here. Probably won't be too much longer till he's finished.
Yeah, the goal, I think, personally, is to kick Zeromus' butt. No matter how you do it, you just want to do it.
Does Simbu not have Gear 3s? Is that what's going on here?
I know they are for sale in a shop. I don't remember which one.
I believe it was Baron. I think it was the very first shop we saw.
Baka Shinobi heading down into the Crystal Core. Just kind of hoping and wondering, will Simbu get through that?
Yeah, Simbu not nerfing at all here is kind of precarious. He may feel like that's his only choice at this point. Like, I'm not sure, but yeah.
And we have our 7th place finisher, Aizen Tayama, finishes with a time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 5 seconds.
The good news is I've never been trolled by chat at all, so that's fine.
Well, now chat's gonna troll you.
Well, they got nothing better to do now. The seed's over, right? So, yeah. Bakashinobi starting his fight. Looks like he's in a little bit better position than Simbu is as far as items. He's got the Cure 3s.
Oh, and rocks fall on Simbu's side.
Oh, they do! Oh, they do!
Oh!
Oh.
I think I commentator curse Simbu. I'm sorry, Simbu.
It wasn't me this time, folks. I didn't do it. For once, I'm blameless.
I mean, I feel his pain.
So Bakashinobi's got his spoon on the bottom of the formation. And I guess he's waiting to light up that top Edward, yeah. So he's got Cure 3, so he can make this happen a little bit easier, looks like.
I believe he also probably has an adamant armor on that Edward, being that he had to turn in the pink tails.
Yeah, that's something important to point out that Simbu does not have for this. There were no Artemis bows that we saw on the stream, or I should say that we noticed on the stream. They did have samurai bows in a shop though, and Artemis arrows were in a shop, so they weren't doing too bad as far as damage. Simbu gonna make a try number 3 here.
I'm curious why Zarak's doing some looks to be random encounter.
Well, without sirens, you've got to do the random encounters unless you do the moon bosses. But yeah, Zyrak, I think is just trying to get to a point where he can take out some of these moon bosses with Edward. Unfortunately, doesn't actually need to do that. But yeah.
And Choker Sir has finished in 8th place with a time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 13 seconds.
GG to Shokosura. Shoko is, I believe, 2nd in the overall standings, so really good player. A couple of those not go as well as they could have, but in case you missed it, our auto qualifiers were Penguinator and Scratch Dragon 1st and 2nd place, Kirshen in 3rd. So both Kirshen and Moonblaze Wolf in 4th place probably have some chance of getting Z scored into the final table.
Ooh, things not looking so good for Bakashinobi.
And that's wipe for Bakashinobi, unfortunately.
I mean, like it's been stated many, many times, Zeromus is the end boss for a reason. He can be really, really tough.
Yeah, I think, and this is as somebody who hasn't really played that many of these seeds, I want to be clear. I think it's kind of harder to do this fight without nerfing, and Simbu and Bakashinobi, I don't think either of them really nerfed very much after the first one, so yeah. Simbu, of course, had a big disadvantage without the adamant armor, and of course also without the Cure 3s even, so he's just trying to get this Edward over the hump without having to go find the Cure 3s. He does have 1 elixir, but yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a virus on either of the screens for Simbu or Bakashinobi, so they are getting to phase 2 with a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, the spoon is doing a lot of work for that, but other than that, it's just been tough sledding. Is Baka Shinobi's controller letting him down again, maybe? Because he's been standing there for a while now.
Yeah, again, when you're having controller issues, it's one thing if the randomizer is going to rando. It's another thing if any of your equipment is just not working for. It looks like chat says that Baka Shinobi's screen says AFK, so perhaps maybe not such dire issues. And over on Simbu's screen, still continuing to go with their Zeromus fight, but Spoon's hitting for a good 5,000 damage.
Simbu down to 2 party members again.
Yeah, it's not looking that promising. Life 3s would definitely be quite a good help, or Cure 3s. As in, my heart just goes out to Simbu. Anyone who has a rough time with Zeromus, all you want to do, again, is just kick Zeromus' butt.
Alright, so Simbu once again, skin of his teeth, 140 HP. Baka Shinobi taking his second crack at it.
I believe Baka Shinobi adjusted his battle speed too right before he went in, if I saw that correctly.
And Simbu takes another wipe. Oof. This T-Bonmus has been rough to the Edwards today.
And we have another finisher. Flurry 14 has finished in 9th place with a time of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 56 seconds. So, chat, what's your thoughts on Edward's seat so far, being that we've seen one qualifier just about wrap? We can see that, it's important to know that Edward had a key item. I can only imagine if, Edward had something crucial and I went down hunting Miss Dragon, and then I went to Rydia's mom and she just, nothing would happen. That would be quite fresh. Alright, Simbu now, taking a break, going and checking some more shops, maybe really hopeful to find those Cure 3. We have Supremacy in chat lamenting on previous apple seeds. So if anyone's joining us for the first time, we had an Appleseed qualifier, and then we had a Giant percent qualifier, followed by a Forge the Crystal qualifier. So you can catch any of these runs if you missed them on the free Enterprise channel on YouTube that things have been uploaded to. I wonder how Simbu's gonna feel if he finally finds those Cure 3s. I was like, these were here all along. I didn't know where they were. Baka Shinobi, still looking pretty good in his fight. Most of his Edwards, except for his anchor, have fairly decent HP. And it looks like Simbu is going to go and give it another chance. Maybe he'll have better luck with lower Big Bang roll. So every time there's a Big Bang, especially once you've gotten past the first Silk Web one, the window to actually nerf the Big Bangs is not as long as some people think. And if you phase change, so you do enough damage to kick Zeromus over into his next phase where he does the HP refill, that can change the Big Bang nerf as well. So, you know, you might think that you have your Big Bang nerfs down, and they just don't quite work out so well.
All right, what number of wipes we're on for Simbu now?
Well, he went and did a little bit more shopping, so hopefully this is the last one.
I mean, I see Baka Shinobi actually trying to nerf the Big Bang here.
Yeah, I think T-Boneless is one of these sprites that I've seen the most. So, always excited when there's a new Z-Sprite.
That was an unnerfed Big Bang right there, folks.
And we have our 10th place finisher, Dark Kobold, finishes with a time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 16 seconds.
GG to Dark Kobold.
There we go. When Simbu was shopping, I didn't see him pick up those Cure Theories, but I'm sure glad he has them.
So, interesting that Simbu's putting Edkind in the middle here. Normally you'd want the lower agility Edward to be part of this fight. So, or sorry, in the middle of this fight. So I'm kind of interested if we can talk to him when he's done, what his reasoning was for that. I stepped away for a minute, so I wasn't sure if like switch battle speed up or what. But yeah.
I believe that having a high agility character in the middle will slow down all of his other characters, so he could be trying to get more damage out of the Spoon character. And for anyone who's curious about some free Enterprise details, on the Free Enterprise Workshop Discord, we have a whole slew of cheats, guides, definitely all kinds of things that people put in, so to make your researching a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more.
So Baka Shinobi actually doing a little bit more of a grind at this point to try to finish the siege. Has Mawuni taking on some red dragons.
And we see Ixirek about to go to Cell Cave, get that pan, get that tower key, and finally get his.
So Simbu trying to nurse this middle Edkin through the fight here. Pretty hard without an admin armor to get 1900 HP to survive every Big Bang. So we shall see, but looking a lot better than his last couple, I think.
Yeah, definitely having Cure 3s is pretty darn helpful. In this seed, we haven't had any super troll bosses, so, definitely finding the Dark Imps as a free fight in the South Cave definitely will help our runners out a whole bunch.
Yeah, things have been pretty easy for our runners. It was more of a long chain that caused the times to be so high, and then also just the natural Edward grind session versus how survivable he is at Zeramus. And yeah, unfortunately, Simbu did not have the Cure 3s when he first started this, so he's taken some deaths. Baka Shinobi has taken, I think, 2 deaths. And Moonblaze Wolf got a first try, so you can see how much time that's worth.
Yeah, and there's also, the frustration that goes into it. And sometimes when you're frustrated, you don't make the best decisions. But, again, regardless of how our runners do, we really appreciate them being restreamed. We're all here to have a good fun time. So we're always going to cheer our runners on no matter what. And we have a 11th place finisher. Will Bear finishes with a time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 44 seconds.
GG to Whoop Air. That's a good time for them.
Again, we're always happy to see new faces, old faces, returning faces. The community is really great in the free enterprise area. We love playing our game, and there's also a lot of free enterprise runners that play other games. So we're always helpful and happy to see other runners of any sort of game pick up the game that we so much enjoy.
I believe Simbu is down to his last Bacchus coin, so that could get dicey a little bit as well.
I mean, Ixirek will save some time here, bonking Ying over with the pan.
Oh man, so skin of his teeth for Simbu moment right now. He's got to get that Bacchus wine to work enough to finish this fight, I think. Otherwise, he's just going to be fighting with the spoon and hoping.
I mean, I'm hoping for Simbu.
I mean, yeah. Here's Amelia. Okay, good. Come on. Finish the job, Simbu.
You can do it! Come on, one more hit, Simbu.
Clutched it out. There we go.
And Simbu has finished in 12th place with a time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 15 seconds. GG.
Yeah, both of the fights that we've had completed on stream were nail biters. So good to see Simbu finally get it out and see if he comes in for an interview or not.
GG, Simbu.
Thank you.
I was very excited the way that you did that clapper grind on screen.
Yeah, I felt like I was behind, and I had been practicing it this morning, trying to find out if there was a good way to do it, and I just had a feeling that I wasn't going to get first place even if I rushed to the moon and did something conventional. So I wanted to test some stuff with it and maybe shake up the meta for the rest of the event. So since I was being restreamed and everything, I thought, oh, let's introduce this new strat to the world.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that, and I felt for you a bunch when you only had Cure 2s there.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it a minimalist approach because technically the fight is doable, but Zeromus was being rude. Without an adamant armor, I should have done a couple more clappers and gotten my HP above the 2000 threshold. I was just kept on wiping to big bangs and then wiping in Meteor phase. Just while I had an elixir queued up, just everything was so close. I was just a little bit below the threshold, so
Yeah, I apologize for commentating cursing you. I was talking about how terrible it is to wipe in Meteor phase.
Oh no, it's fine. I also got to show how much easier it is to do it at 42 agility with a silk web. That's another thing. I didn't have a silk web, so recovery was out of the question in the fight. So, wasn't my best performance, but hopefully some new strats get shown and everyone gets excited for some really nice Eddie present stuff.
So did you actually have a number of clappers you're trying to hit there?
I had calculated before. The problem was I lost count after the 5th one because I hadn't tested particularly with a power robe and a samurai bow, so I wasn't one-shotting until I moved the samurai bow in the middle. But my number was 16. I knew 16 would get me it's about 90,000 EXP for your slingshot people every time you life glitch. So I needed 16 kills and life glitches, so 32 total. And that would have got me right about 1.5 million EXP. I got almost exactly what I wanted. I should have went a little bit further, so maybe 36 would be a safer number. I'm not exactly sure on the numbers.
Yeah, well, either way, thanks for making all of us go crazy. Be like, oh my god, is he gonna pull this comeback off? And yeah, fortunately, it didn't work out for you, but it was cool to see on stream for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you already have the Darkness Crystal, it's almost always better to go there. And I know Zilch was talking about a Mat Giant in the Giant of Babel, so there's a few options, but I thought I would start the meta for when you have the pass in the crystal, but you don't have the Darkness Crystal, if you wanted to try to do something spicy.
Yeah, well, GG for sure. Anything else you got to say about the seed?
No, I wish I had an adamant armor. That would have made life easier, but sometimes you get one, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, the pink tail was, I think that was Baron, I think.
Okay, behind the gauntlet.
Yeah. Naturally.
Anyway, thanks for restreaming, and have a nice day, everyone.
You too, thanks for being on screen.
Alright, and we got Bach Shinobi finishing off the Z fight on stream right now.
We also had Error finishing with 13th place, and Rexwall finishing in 14th place.
So GG to them. We'll see if Baka wants to do an interview. Zyrak finally finding the crystal. He has gotten every key item that was in the seed, so he is now going to the moon or through the pass to Zeramis with an entire party of level 60 people.
Yeah, it looks like we should get Becca Shinobi in for an interview shortly. Hopefully a Zyrex fight goes very well. He should have lots of XP, hopefully.
Yeah, there really shouldn't be a problem at this point for Zyrak, given all the all the levels he has. But this is Edward percent still, and unfortunately, Edward is not reliable in some ways.
We have a 16th place finish with JDP, finishing with time of 1 hour, 53 minutes and 19 seconds.
So GG to JDP as well. Some good runners finishing in the middle of the pack here. Just a tough field.
Yeah, look at all those Edwards with those 2,000 HPs.
Yeah, Zyrak is gonna feel kind of silly when he sees the flag for the seed, I feel like, but he definitely is gonna have the easiest Z fight we've seen on stream so far. There is that.
GG, Becca. How did you feel about all those Z fights you had? Well, Becca Shinobi figures out his mic issues. BG Rich 419 has finished in 17th place with a time of 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 49 seconds.
GG to Mr. Rich. Zyrak should be making pretty short work of this boss at this point. He's got the tier 3s, he's got the spoon. Not a whole lot in his way at this point, I would say.
Yeah, I definitely hope that Zyrak gets through this Z fight.
I think he's looking pretty good right now.
Hello?
Hey, Bakashinobi, good game.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I tried going through the web app because the desktop app wasn't working and the web app apparently didn't see my mic anywhere. But yes, that was a very interesting flag set that I should have practiced more.
I feel like a lot of runners feel like that right now, yeah. Would you take like 2 wipes?
Yeah, I took 2 wipes to Z, then just ground up some more levels and stomped him into the turb with the spoon.
I mean, you kicked Ramos' butt, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Trombone was, she bonked me a few times and I bonked her back. That's, did anyone find an Artemis bow? I know we didn't...
I believe that Zilch found one in the waterfall cave.
I was thinking of doing that and then decided I'd spent enough time elsewhere not getting to zero miss. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask what were your kind of grind thoughts for this seed, because that was kind of the big thing for all of our runners on stream, is how they're going to grind, how they're going to get Edward to be usable.
I definitely should have taken... I wasn't expecting to find all of the Edwards don't auto-hide encounters right at the top. So the Behemoth stomping the 2 sets of dragons, stomping the Edwards who needed levels was a bit of a setback. And then I've heard some talks about going to the lunar core to grind instead of just looking at, the actual core, not like the lunar subterranean, because the higher chance of, you're just going to get stronger monsters there. But if you can hide all your Edwards and just let the one with the adamant armor kill everything, you'll do a lot better.
Yeah, it was, and you got a couple more levels in. The Z fight with this is always dicey, I feel like, but I think you did a pretty good job with it.
Thanks. Yeah, I think definitely learned a bit from the first two fights of how important it is to, if I don't need those Edwards out, just hide them so that's less healing and less wipes I have to try and recover from, and then send them back out when things are looking dicey.
Yeah, and looks like we got Meteor on Zyrak stream, so Fox Shinobi, thank you very much for coming in for the interview, and you planning on playing the other ones later?
I'll definitely be playing at least one or two more. These have been fun. They're a nice different departure from other forms of hard flags like Catalyte, where you're just starved for resources. This, you can get a whole bunch of things, but you need to go and really maximize the stuff you can find, it's fun.
Yeah, they're definitely different. Well, thanks so much for being restreamed, and good luck with the rest of them.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing commentary, and Teresiu for doing restreaming, and our tracker is Algier Breath, I believe?
Yep.
Yes, thank you to all of you. Bye.
All right, thanks, Guy. And Zyrak is finished with a time of 157.52 in 19th place. Looks like we're going to get him in the restream room right quick. GG, Zyrak.
Thanks, Rivers.
So, did you know that the K flag was K1?
Nope. For some reason, I had it remembered in my head that the summon flag, like it was K1.5 for reject, but it was like the old K2 for Edward, but it's the other way around. The 0.5 is less, not more. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you know exactly why you finished where you did, right?
Well, yeah, 100%. I felt like I steamrolled this seed in terms of getting through it and getting through the combat for the most part. Just way too long on the moon bosses and the summon spots and stuff.
Well, I'll say this: you had the cleanest Z fight on our screen. It's probably because you had 2,000 HP on every Edward.
Yeah,
but it was very clean.
Yeah. It's not very often all 5 Edwards get to see Zero Must go down. Usually, it's only a couple of them.
For sure. You planning on playing in the other ones later?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be in at least a couple of the other ones, yeah.
Cool. Best of luck rest of the way.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it very much. That is the end of our restream, folks. 8 Eastern Time. We will come back again to do another set of Edward %, so please tune in for that.